Ah, rats, the ultimate party crashers. You didn't invite them, but here they are, helping themselves to your leftovers and leaving little presents behind. But wait, don't grab that broom just yet. These whiskered ninjas are more than just dumpster divers. They're the unsung heroes of science, the daredevils of disease detection, and, believe it or not, some people's best furry friends. Join us as we explore the journey of rats, from pests to heroes of medicine. Let's not beat around the trap. Rats have a bad reputation. They're like that one annoying cousin who shows up uninvited, eats all your food, and leaves chaos in their wake. But you've got to admire their hustle. Rats are survivors. They'll live anywhere. Your attic, your sewer, even your sock drawer if you're not careful. Here's the thing. Rats can gnaw through anything. Wood? Easy. Plastic? Child's play. Concrete? Bring it on. Their teeth never stop growing, so they're basically nature's chainsaws with tails. And let's not forget their reproductive superpowers. A pair of rats can produce up to 15,000 descendants in a year. That's not a family tree. That's a family forest. Now, about that bubonic plague thing. Rats have been dragged through the historical mud for spreading the Black Death. But let's get our facts straight. The real culprits were fleas. Rats were just the Uber drivers. Sure, they didn't help by being everywhere, but blaming them entirely is like blaming the pizza delivery guy for your bad cholesterol. Let's set the scene. It's the 14th century. Hygiene? Practically non-existent. Garbage is tossed into the streets, and sewage flows freely. Rats are basically having the time of their lives, feasting on humanity's filth buffet. Enter Yersinia pestis, the bacterium carried by fleas hitching rides on rats. Once these infected fleas bit humans, the bacteria went to work, causing painful buboes, swollen lymph nodes, high fevers, and eventually a swift and gruesome death. The plague spread like wildfire, wiping out an estimated 25 million people in Europe, nearly a third of the continent's population. Cities became ghost towns. Entire families were wiped out. Doctors wore those eerie bird-like masks filled with herbs, thinking they'd ward off the miasma, or bad air, which was believed to cause the disease. But here's the kicker. Rats probably weren't the only villains in this tale. Modern research suggests that the plague may have spread just as much through human lice and fleas as it did through rats. So while the rats definitely played a supporting role, they weren't the masterminds. To this day, the Black Plague remains a powerful reminder of how interconnected humans, animals, and diseases are, and a cautionary tale about the importance of good hygiene. Fast forward to the present, and rats have redeemed themselves in a big way. Enter the lab rat, the unsung MVP of modern medicine. Here's the twist. Rats are genetic soulmates. They share about 90% of their DNA with humans. That's right, folks. You've got more in common with a rat than you do with your houseplants, or dare I say, your in-laws. From cancer treatments to vaccines, rats have been the heroes behind countless medical breakthroughs. They've tested drugs, mapped out diseases, and even contributed to brain research. Imagine a tiny rat in a lab coat saying, "Don't worry, human, I got this." And let's talk about their noses. Rats have a super sniffer so powerful they're being trained to detect landmines and diseases like tuberculosis. Yes, these little guys are literally saving lives. So the next time you see a rat, don't scream. Salute! Now, for the plot twist of the century. Some people love rats. And not just love them, they adore them. Fancy rats, yes, that's their actual name, are the bougie cousins of your alley rats. These guys are clean, friendly, and smarter than your average toddler. Pet rats can learn tricks, solve puzzles, and even come when you call their name. Plus, they're way less judgy than cats and don't need you to walk them at 6 a.m. like dogs. And let's not forget their adorable little paws. They're like tiny hands holding snacks. So why not trade your cat memes for some rat videos? Who knows, you might end up wanting one of these whiskered wonders for yourself. Let's be real, rats aren't perfect. They'll still chew through your cereal box, and nobody's thrilled to see one dart across their kitchen floor. But they're also resilient, resourceful, and ridiculously important to science. Thank you for joining us on the story of animals. Who knew that the creature we love to hate could save the day, and maybe even our lives? Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. How much of their DNA do rats share with humans? If you answered C, 90%, you are correct. Rats are genetically similar to humans, making them perfect for medical research. Moving on to the next question. Question 2. What disease were rats blamed for spreading in medieval Europe? The correct answer is C, bubonic plague. While rats carried fleas that spread the plague, they were not the direct cause of the pandemic. Now for the last question, question 3. What bizarre tool did doctors use during the Black Plague to protect themselves? If you answered B, bird-shaped masks filled with herbs, you got it right. These masks were meant to filter out bad air or miasma, though they didn't actually protect against the plague. Great job if you've got all 3 correct. If you missed one, don't worry. Now, you know more about the journey of rats, how they became pests to heroes of medicine. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.